Brian, what's the history of April Fool's Day?
Shut the front door and I'll tell you.
Ooh.
April Fool's Day, sometimes called All Fool's Day, is one of the most lighthearted days of the year. Its origins are uncertain. Some see it as a celebration related to the turn of the seasons, while others believe it stems from the adoption of a new calendar. Ancient cultures, including those of the Romans and the Hindus, they celebrated New Year's Day on or around April 1st. It closely follows the vernal equinox, which is March 20th or March 21st. In medieval times, much of Europe celebrated March 25th, the Feast of Annunciation, as the beginning of the new year. So in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII ordered a new calendar, the Gregorian calendar, to replace the old Julian calendar, right? The new calendar called for New Year's Day to be celebrated January 1st. That same year, France adopted the reformed calendar and shifted New Year's Day to January 1st. So according to this popular explanation, many people either refused to accept the new date or did not learn about it and continued to celebrate New Year's Day on April 1st. Other people begin to make fun of these traditionalists, sending them on fool's errands or trying to trick them into believing something false, and eventually the practice spread throughout Europe. Okay, but there are two difficulties with this explanation, I'll tell them to. The first is that it doesn't fully account for the spread of April Fool's Day to other European countries. The Gregorian calendar was not adopted by England until 1752, for example, but April Fool's Day was already well established there by that point. The second issue is that we have no direct historical evidence for this explanation, only conjecture, and that conjecture appears to have been made more recently in time. But another explanation of the origins of April Fool's Day was provided by Joseph Boskin, a professor of history at Boston University. He explained that the practice began during the reign of Constantine, when a group of court jesters and fools told the Roman emperor that they could do a better job of running the empire. And Constantine, amused, allowed a jester named Kugel to be king for one day. And Kugel passed an edict calling for absurdity on that day, and the custom became an annual event. So, in a way, it was a very serious day, Professor Boskin said. In those times, fools were really wise men. It was the role of jesters to put things in perspective with humor. It's worth noting that many different cultures have had days of foolishness around the start of April, give or take a couple weeks. The Romans had a festival called Hilaria on March 25th, rejoicing in the resurrection of Attis. The Hindu character has Holi, and the Jewish calendar has Purim. So perhaps there's something about the time of year, with its turn from winter to spring, that lends itself to lighthearted celebrations. So more or less, I guess that's kind of the explanation of April Fool's Day.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Brian.
God, Brian.
Yeah, do you guys want to get some drinks or something? Just talk about April Fool's Day some more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Of course.
Let's get out of here. Let's go just get a couple beers. What do you guys say? Let's enjoy them responsibly, though.
And not try.